Hey everyone, my name is Shelley Tomelin, and I'm really excited to share with you this amazing, cool tool that everyone should have in their life's toolbox, and everyone should be using it in their daily life in some way, shape, or form. Now, this amazing, cool, cutting-edge technique is called EFT, Emotional Freedom Technique, or tapping. Now, if this is the first time that you are hearing these words, I encourage you to Google it, check it out. There's tons of information on it. Now, tapping has been around for about 30 years. It was developed by a brilliant man named Gary Craig, and the use of tapping is growing and growing. What is tapping? Well, tapping is a powerful mind-body technique that is used to clear emotional blocks that keep us stuck and hold us back. Now, tapping is developed around the principles of acupuncture. So where an acupuncturist would lightly place a needle, we would lightly tap on those spots on our face and our upper body. And what's happening when we're tapping is we're creating a light electrical charge that is being sent to our nervous system. What's happening then is it creates a switch and it tones down the fight or flight response that's in our nervous system. Now, our fight or flight response is literally going off at least 50 times a day. We are overstressed, overwhelmed, overscheduled, over anxious, and so tapping literally flips the switch of the fight or flight. It calms down that part of our nervous system. And what ends up happening is it turns up the parasympathetic nervous system, which is responsible for resting, repairing, and relaxing. So there literally is a science behind EFT. Now, EFT is used to create real change. It's an amazing tool to help us quickly shift out of emotional states that we are in, beliefs that we have about ourselves and the world, memories that we have from the past, and traumas that we may have experienced in our life. I have been using EFT for about 5 years now, and I have seen some incredible changes happen within my life with using this powerful tool. I use EFT in my coaching practice with clients who really want to break free from the blocks that hold them back and keep them stuck and keeps them from living a passionate, kick-ass life. So I know tapping looks really crazy. We're tapping on our face and our upper body, and it's pretty crazy at how powerful this tool really is. So you have to be willing to try this, and I encourage you to be open and willing to giving it a shot and bringing it into your life in some way, shape, or form. So how do we do tapping? Well, let's talk about that. So the really cool thing about tapping, which I really love, is you can't do it wrong. You can't mess yourself up. You can't say the wrong things. You can't miss a point. You can't tap wrong. There's always a forward moving motion in tapping, and you will always benefit from having tapping into your life. So the basics of tapping, I'm going to introduce to you the basic recipe. So we always start with a setup statement. So first of all, we're going to pick something that is causing you some grief or anxiousness or pain or something that you really want to shift or clear in your life. Now, tapping is not a one-shot deal. Sometimes you have to tap for a couple rounds, tap for a little while longer, because sometimes things have been there for a long time and it takes that amount of time to really move them. So just to be cautious about that. It's not a magic thing that just happens right away and everything disappears, but it does create change, and it's always a forward moving motion. So we want to pick something that we want to clear, that we want to work on. We're going to rate its intensity and see how true it is on a scale of 1 to 10. So 10 being it's very true and the intensity is high, and 0 being very low. We're going to tune into it, We're going to check in with our feelings, see how we're feeling. We're going to check in sensations in our body, see what's going on in our body. We're going to see what limiting beliefs we have about that, how it keeps us in the world, and then any judgments that we have about that. So we want to set up a setup statement. So we say, even though I have this problem, or even though I have this issue, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Now that's really hard to say for a lot of people. So there's other phrases that we can put in there. So even though I have this pain, I am willing to try, love, and accept myself. So even though I have this issue, I am open to loving and accepting myself. So even though I'm having this pain, I am open to loving and honoring myself anyway. So when we do our setup statement, so we take our hand and we're tapping on the karate chop point. So this is on the outside, and it doesn't matter which side. So we're going to tap on it saying our setup statement. So setup statement is 3 times. So after we set up our setup statement, then we're going to continue tapping through the points, and we're going to do a tapping round. So we would next go to the inside of the eyebrow, which is just above the bridge of the nose, and we're tapping 5 to 7 times lightly. Then we move next to the outside of the eye, which is just on that flat bone on the outside of our eye, tapping there. And then we're going to go to underneath the eye, which is just on that bone underneath the eye, and you're tapping directly under your pupil. And then we go to under the nose, so under the nose and upper lip, tapping there. And then we go to the chin point, and so you're tapping on the chin. And then we go to the collarbone point. So we have our collarbone here, and we're going to tap just on the outside of the collarbone. And I've seen people tap up and down on the outside of the collarbone. We're tapping there. Then the next tapping point is 4 inches down from our armpit. And so we're tapping lightly there. And for us ladies, it's where our bra strap sits. And then we tap on the top of our head. So that is a tapping round. So let me take you through a tapping round. So setup statement. So even though I'm nervous about creating this tapping round video, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Even though I've made a mistake, a couple of mistakes on this video, I'm willing to love and accept myself anyway. So even though this video isn't perfect as I had wanted it to, I deeply and completely love and accept myself anyway. Nervous about presenting this video. I'm feeling all these butterflies in my stomach. My heart's beating pretty fast. All this nervousness. I might say the wrong words. What if people laugh at me? I'm really putting myself out there. And I'm just going to honor all of this. I'm just going to honor all these feelings and honor all the feelings running through my body. We take a deep breath. We tune in. We see if the intensity level has gotten down. We just take a moment, we tune in to see what our feelings are like in our body, what's going on, see if anything has come up for us, or we have any aha moments that we can write down. We can tap, continue tapping, or we can come back to it later. So that is what a tapping round looks like. So I encourage you, I challenge you to try this thing called tapping. I know it looks crazy, but I encourage you to bring it into your life in some way, shape, or form. There is some benefit. There is benefit that you will get from bringing tapping into your life. Now, if you want to create real change in your life and you are really stuck and you don't know how to get there, then contact me, Shelley Tomelin on Facebook, or Shelley at youaremeanttoshine.com to see how we could move you from where you are to really want to be. Thanks for watching, and I hope you continue following me because I've got some really great tapping stuff that I'm working on, and I would really hate for you to miss on it because the stuff that I'm going to be sharing is stuff where you can stand more powerfully alive and on fire in your life, and I would love for that to happen for you. So let's keep tapping.